In today's opener, I'm going to tell you about Jynx because I never tell you about Jynx, do I? Jynx just bought new headphones and she won't shut up about how good they are. At all. Welcome back, friends. Last guy here, and it's time for the vlog. So why was there no vlog last week? Jynx forgot I sent it to her for a couple days, and there's like, fudge it, there's no vlog. It's fine, because that vlog was mostly controversial as balls, so... yeah, sometimes you don't need to put it out in public anyway, I guess. It is what it is. This week, I don't know what's going on with the world, so, I asked Jynx, what's a good topic idea? And Jynx was like, well, we can talk about giant vampire titties, because it's out today. Resident Evil 8's out today, so I'm going to be streaming that for the next couple days. Other suggestion was how insane Resident Evil 6 was. Effing insane. So Resident Evil 6, also known as Man Filleting a Giraffe, was an insane game, and I never want to play it ever again. At some point I'm going to have to play it again, because we're basically doing all the Resident Evils on this channel eventually, so... Ugh. So we're doing 8, we never did 7, but we're doing it because 8's out, so we gotta do it. Someday all the Resident Evils will be on this channel, I suppose. What was the other thing Jynx suggested? Oh, okay, that's it. And now it's about, how good sound is, because she won't shut up about her headphones. I already did that. So Jynx's headphones are apparently amazing, and I have no way of understanding because I don't have these headphones. And reflect on night shift. Okay, so I've been doing night shift for 2 months straight. It sucks. I'm so over it. Oh my god. Like, I come home and I sleep at 7 to 8, depending on how long it takes to wind down, and then I'm asleep until 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock at night. And so when I'm off for like a little bit, and I have to sleep normal hours, because it's not just I'm only doing graves, I'm also doing other hours because of overtime, because there's just so much work right now, so I'm working every day. Even when on my days off, I'm working my days off, so it really sucks. Sleeping regularly just doesn't happen. I toss and turn all night, and then I fall asleep at 7 in the morning. It doesn't help. It's not great. It's not great at all. So I guess I'm telling you about night shift, so if you've never done it, now you'll know about it, and if you do it, then you can be like, yep. So that's what these blinds are about. These blinds exist because of overtime. I mean, because of grave shift. Also because they help with glare. But they first existed... No, they existed for both reasons, I think. I don't remember which one came first anymore. But they're very helpful with sleeping. They're very helpful with sleeping. You don't know what time it is, so you can sleep. And so that's very helpful there. One problem with night shift is you don't get a lot of vitamin D. You don't get much D on you. It's kind of important to get vitamin D. So for the few hours there is light when I wake up, I gotta get out there and get some on me. So yeah, there's that. It's hard. Like, there's people who work out in the middle of the night. I can't do it. These last 2 months I couldn't work out. I'm hoping so. I'm going back on days. I'm hoping to work out and then just snowball that into I'm going to be so good at working out that when I switch to graves, I'll be able to work out at 3 a.m. That is my hope. That is my dream. At 2 a.m. 2 a.m. I know exactly what time to be working out. Tell you what, if you're awake at 2 a.m., just know I'm awake at 2 a.m. At certain points, working out at 2 a.m. There's this exercise guy who's like, all he does is run every day, and he runs in the middle of the night and everything too. And he says, the whole thing's like, if you're running and you feel like crap, just know I'm running too, and I feel like crap too. It's like, that's an interesting statement to make. So. Grave is rough. You adjust to it. It takes a week to adjust to it. The first nights it just sucks to be awake. And then you get to it, and then you're just used to it. And then you're just, the night is when you live, and the day is not when you live anymore. And whenever you switch back out, it's gonna take a week, and then you're back out. You're given like 2 days. My last grave was 2 nights ago. Then I did overtime yesterday, and so this is my only day off, and now tomorrow I'm going to start doing days, and so, and then it's going to be days for 2 months, and then I'll be doing swings, and then splits with just graves in them, and then full graves, and back to days. So, oh my god, it's something else. Now you might want to say, you maybe be tempted to sleep, and that's there, and I think an argument can be made for the difference between what a nap is and what sleep is. And the argument I'll make is if you're resting your eyes and you do zero out for like 20 minutes and it's enough to reset your brain, I don't count that as sleep. I don't count anything less than, I don't know, just an actual night's rest as sleep, or an actual day's rest as sleep. Like, if you're not actually getting, the full thing, I don't count it as sleep. That being said, I did not nap during this entire 2 months. But I do think that if you need to refresh, I think 20 minutes can help you refresh. I do think it's possible, because I've done naps in the middle of the day or before streams. And 20 minutes does wake me up. 20-minute nap is my coffee, because I don't drink coffee. So I would argue that, yeah, if you need if you need time to just do whatever's happening at work, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I don't think you should be in trouble for that. And I say that about not just me, but about coworkers. Because soon they're going to have us working as two people, not just single person, which is good, because if there's two people, then something goes wrong, you can help the other person out, kind of thing. Like maybe they have a heart attack or something like that. So I'm going to say to my coworker is, hey, if you need some time, then go ahead and take it, and I'll take care of it, and then you'll be back and refreshed, and we can do better work. That's what I'm going to argue. I think you need to be fair. It's fair. It's important to be fair with each other and be fair with yourself. And if you need a minute or 20 minutes to reset, then yeah, go for it. Do that. I think that's an important thing that work culture is just so much against. It's called a siesta. Yeah, so much work culture in America is against siestas. Well, I feel like siestas could actually be very helpful, because, like, don't abuse it. Just use it when you need it, kind of thing. And yeah, if you do your siesta right, I think you can do a lot of work very well. Because, well, you wake up refreshed and you'll do work. Why wouldn't you? This is me trusting people, though. What's the word here? I've heard of a workplace where they're like, okay, we're going to treat you all like adults. Just do your work and everything, and as people abuse things, we will put in more rules. And people abused everything to the point that workplace became draconian as balls in a couple years. That's very unfortunate. It's what happens. Some a-hole is going to ruin it for everyone else. Someone is always going to take too much advantage of the situation. Someone's going to kill the giving tree. Like, that's what's going to happen there. It's going to happen every time, and it's very frustrating. It's happening right now. The reason why I'm doing so much overtime is because someone's taking advantage of the system. It's very unfortunate. It's very frustrating. The way I see it with Graves is, if your body's telling you something, you listen to your body, especially on Graves. If your body says, oh, we're going to F up soon if we don't get some rest, then you take 20. That's what it is. You take 20. And if that 20 was enough, then you take another 20 when you have time. And then eventually, when you do it enough times, you do Grave long enough, you don't need 20 anymore. You don't need any. It's just your day now. Humanity is able to adapt to the most silliest things. We really are. Like, look like the Deadliest Catch guys. They're awake for like 48 hours, and they seem to be functioning normally. Okay, no, those guys all look like burnouts. Seem to be functioning normally. I like that show, but they all look like they're burning out. Grave takes a toll. It really does. Being awake when everyone's asleep, and then being asleep when everyone's awake, it takes a toll on you socially, not just energy-wise and emotionally and physically as well. Unless you can actually keep fit, which I'm hoping to do next rotation. Really hoping I can pull that out there. Some of you may be doing Graves yourselves. So, you have your own opinions on how it works. Like you got these blinds here, block out the sun so you can sleep through it. There's people who can sleep at any time. I hate you people who can do that. There is a military technique where, and they came up with this, it was for the Navy or for the Air Force. Because it's got to be the Air Force. It's got to be the Air Force. Because the idea was, it was so that pilots could sleep in their cockpit if they needed to. Like, just be at the ready. Like, okay, who knows? Who knows when the fighting might start? So they sleep in the cockpit. So they learn these techniques on how to just instantly just shut off and go to sleep in the seat. So sitting down. So obviously it's easier if you're laying down, but they have techniques where you can just fall asleep in your seat. And I try to emulate that, but my brain just don't want to turn off. But there are techniques to fall asleep instantly. And then some people just know how to turn off. They just do. They're just like, good night. And they lay down and they're out and you're like, what the fudge? What is that? And there's also people who take hours to fall asleep. It's very unfortunate for them. For me, I need to be tired. If I'm tired, it'll take me a couple of minutes. If I'm not tired, it will take me a couple hours. Very frustrating when it's a couple hours. The worst thing is always before a test. It's always before a test or something important. My brain's just too up and then I just can't sleep. It's very frustrating. One thing about working grave, though, is you're alone out there in the dark and it's just spooky. You swear there might be ghosts out there, or there might be maybe someone's out there stalking. Who knows? It just feels haunted. It just feels eerie late at night. It's just me and the snakes and the raccoons and the coyotes, and that's it. Because the rabbits aren't awake at night. Oh, sometimes they don't show up to me. They show up on the road while I'm driving to work at night, which is never good. The squirrels are asleep. Yeah, it's just snakes, and not many snakes. Like it's weird. Like baby snakes, you'll find them at night because they don't know any better. While adult snakes, they're in their hole at night, or they're holed up in a corner. Raccoons, of course, they're out and about looking for food, and they're just strutting around. They're strutting. They're always strutting around. You see them. Remember one time they were in one of the hallways outside, and like, what? All right, well, I get out of the way. I'm like, go, freaking go, man. Let them go first, and then I go back to what I'm doing. Coyotes, I've never encountered them. You hear them, you know they're out there, but I've never encountered them. And I know you got to make sure you're in a good position if you ever do encounter them, so you got to be worried about them a little bit. Like all the fun stuff's during the day. Like when your shift's ending, you hear all the birds wake up and chirping around, and that sounds cool and everything, but it's the end of the day for you and everything. I fell asleep driving twice in my life. Thankfully, that was 1 or 2 years ago. I've done that. I've nodded off while driving twice. That is the scariest freaking feeling. Absolutely scary. If you need a minute, don't be on the road. Just be off the road a minute. Where I work, you're driving winding roads, and you're either going into a mountain, into other people, or into a lake. That was very not good to just do that. That was not the best. Yeah, there's just a spookiness of working during grave. Also, we get fog. Walking, like actual fog. Like walking in your face fog. Very interesting being in actual fog, because fog don't show up during the daytime as much. That's a very interesting experience. It's a very cold experience. Because you're just walking into water vapor. And if you have your flashlight on, just like, woof, you don't see jack even more of that. It's interesting being able to see the light because it's reflecting off of just, water in the air. One problem with graves is just, you can't really hang out. You just gotta go to work. I'm really curious how life will be because of course I want to have a wife and kids. I'm curious how that'll be. It's going to be a lot of just trying to convince the children to leave me the balls alone when I'm trying to sleep. Or I just disappear and go somewhere else and sleep. Don't even sleep in the house. I don't know. Or just convince the kids I'm a vampire 2 times a year. There you go. There it is. There it is. That's what you do. Convince your children you're a vampire. That's the answer. That might work out, actually. Like, yeah. Dad's a vampire for these months of the year. And then for these other months, Dad's a reverse vampire. So don't you worry, kids. Don't you worry about that at all. Is it going to happen to you? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on your choices in life. Whether you become a vampire, children. Grave has made me weirder. I think it has. because I'm just more sleep's different, I guess, or tiredness is different. When you're exhausted, truly exhausted, it is not great. It really isn't. Like mentally exhausted, like physically exhausted is one thing, mentally exhausted is another. Just oof. Ooh, if you're both exhausted, oof. I like my job. It's not stupid draconian. It's got some rules that I'm not a big fan of, but it's got a lack of rules that I'm happy about for other things. It's a lot of you just being treated like, to an extent, like an adult, and you can just, you should be policing yourself and understanding what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, my responsibility is the safety of literally millions of people. If that isn't enough to convince me to not be an idiot, it is my civic duty to protect millions of people. Protect the water line. I am never going to shirk that duty. Like, that's an important job. I can't imagine a human being not. Well, okay, I've met them, but honestly, if someone in water really fumbled it up and people got hurt, I would be extremely pissed off. Very pissed off. Because it's a duty. It's the job. It is the mission. Water is important to everyone on this planet. And if that's your responsibility, do it right. Do it right, do it well. Don't put anyone in danger. The only thing we need more than water is air. And thankfully there's no job for air. I think that's it for the vlog. It was mostly rambly at the end, just searching for things, but I don't even need to. We've gone long enough. I don't know what the next vlog is going to be about, but that's what this vlog was about. And so that right there is the vlog. I had fun talking. Hope you have fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.